Also, I downloaded the good game, the good Assassin's Creed game, Black Flag. Yeah, that one, the good one. Mm-hmm. I've actually felt nostalgic, and I've been playing the previous Assassin's Creed games, like all the way back to the first one. The one with Altair, and then I went to Assassin's Creed 2, and then I went to Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood, and then I'm on my way to Revelations, and I still need to play Assassin's Creed 3. And one thing that I immediately noticed is the cutscenes. How is it that these old ass fuck games are so good? Like, you see the dialogue, you see the cutscene itself. Like, sure, the graphics are like super old. Let's not kid ourselves. The graphics are old, but you don't even notice because the cutscene is just that good. You look at the cutscene, you look at the dialogue, you look at what the characters are doing, the setting itself, and it just feels so good. It completely overshadows the graphics. Like, you don't even notice they're there. You're just looking at it and you're like, damn, that's pretty good fucking dialogue. And then you compare that to the new Assassin's Creeds, and yeah, you have all this flashy, graphics and all that, but not many of them have actual dialogue that make you go, whoa. You know what I mean? Basically, the writing is a problem. That's what I'm trying to get at. The writing is a fucking problem. And I find that very weird because shouldn't it be the opposite? Like, shouldn't you go from uh, the older, like the more time it goes, the better it gets. But somehow Ubisoft goes backwards. Like the meme of they're evolving but backwards fits Ubisoft to a fucking, you know, centimeter or whatever the expression is. It just fits with Ubisoft because they're literally evolving backwards. Which is weird for me to see that. How do you go from making absolute masterpieces like the Ezio trilogy with great dialogue, memorable characters, and all that crap, and go all the way to like the whole Desmond journey until he dies, and then this happens. Oh shit! The game just finished. The game just finished the thing. Hold up, let me just mute it real quick if I can figure out how to do that. Da, 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 da. There we go. Because I was mid rant, okay? I was mid rant. Fuck you, rivals. I was mid rant. Let me finish the rant. Uh, and yeah, and I find that very weird how Ubisoft goes from making AAA games that justifies the price, actual dialogue, story, everything, and then, hey look, Assassin's Creed Shadows, we're touching the tism. Like, no. Like, I don't understand if they used the AI or if they just went to a cereal box and hired a bunch of voice actors or whatever. But the dialogue is just shit. Like, you compare the old games with the new games and you just see a tremendous difference. And I don't understand that. How do you do that? How do you just keep fucking yourself over again? How did you go from AAA writing, absolutely phenomenal writing, into this? Like, even Black Flag, like, even after Desmond died, and most people can agree that as soon as Desmond died, Assassin's Creed died as a franchise, in a weird way. It just became a dead cow that you keep milking. But even then, they tried to prove us wrong, and they did Black Flag, and Black Flag was a pretty good game. It had its own standalone story, and what I hate about Black Flag, keep in mind, I don't hate the game itself. What I hate is one specific part in the story. Is after you go through all those little puzzles that you do outside of the Animus, that you hack minigames and all that, they allure to the idea that Desmond might be still alive because of the piece of Hedon that he was using, which was the same piece of Hedon that Altair's mentor used in the first game, which basically creates copies of your body. So the idea that Desmond might be alive, yada yada yada, they kind of allure to that, and then they completely shoot themselves in the foot, and they keep pumping out Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and all the other games, and you're just standing there like, what about Desmond? You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I have to say about Assassin's Creed. It just evolves backwards as a franchise, and it's weird. It goes either very high, and then very low, and then back to mid, and then very low, and then back to high. That's basically the fucking pattern with Ubisoft games, and I find that very weird. Anyway, I'm gonna play some Marvels now. Marvel Rivals. Goodbye.